Hi crafters, welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G and so happy that you're with us today. We are going to make a quick and easy fun fold that we think you are going to love. So let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you. This is what the fun fold looks like. Now look at this. You flip it open and it expands. We have a little bit of room right here to add a note card, or guess what? That's right, a gift card if you want to. Perfect for birthdays, graduations, really just any occasion. So let's get busy and make this card. The first thing you need is a piece of cardstock, and you need to cut that at 5.5 by 11. Now we need to make some score lines. So turn it in long ways, and we're going to score at 4 1/4. Make sure you have this cutting blade out of the way. At 5.5. Go ahead and extend your arm if you're using the Stampin' Up trimmer, and we're going to score at 6 3/4. Now, let's move this to the side and let's bring in some pattern paper and get that cut. Now, I am using this beautiful pattern paper. Look at that. And I want to remind you, all the measurements as well as the supplies and materials will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com, my blog. Just look for today's tutorial. So this is going to be my back panel and my front panel. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this 5 by 3 3/4. So I want my diagonals to go this way. So my top cut is going to be 3 3/4. Then I'm going to turn it and cut at 5. Now we need to take this piece of paper, this is a mat, and we're going to cut it into a diagonal. So we're just going to cut from the left corner to the bottom right. So put it in the canal and just twist it or turn it until both points are in the canal. Close it and slice. And there we have our cut. So we're just going to put this right to the side. And now we need to cut one more. So we're going to cut it at, this does not have directional, so we're just going to cut it at 5 by 3 3/4. We're still cutting from the left to the bottom right. So place those points in the canal, swivel it until it's exactly where you want it to be, and slice. So now we have those. And I think we're ready to work with our actual base card. So we folded to the right, to the left, to the right, and we're going to crease it really well. Now we're also going to crease this middle one. We're going to turn it over so we can crease this back one all by itself. And that just helps it lay down. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to cut a diagonal on the front panel. Very easy. Bring in your trimmer. We're just going to do the same thing. Put this top corner right in the canal. Swivel your card until the bottom right is in the canal. Once you have it there, slice. Now keep this piece because you're going to need it. And there we have our base card. How easy was that? That's what this is all about. A quick and easy but unique fun fold. So let's go ahead and lay down some of our mats. We know we want this one right here. Look at that. Perfect. So let's get that glued down. Now, this one goes right up here on the top, just like this. We're going to bring it in, leaving the same border that we've left here. So let's go ahead and glue that. Now, of course, as with every card, just because it's quick and easy doesn't mean you can't step it up. So let's look at our border that we have. We want about the same border. It's about right there. Let's close it and make sure. Yes, that's perfect. And now we want to go ahead and let's just add some color. We can add our diagonal that we cut. This extra piece that I told you, we're just going to put it right there because I'll share with that in just a moment. And we're just going to have some color just like that. Let's lay this diagonal piece down right there. We have it, we might as well use it. So let's just lay this down. And it's going to be laid down on this extra piece that we cut. So let's just do that. Now move that to the side. Let's go ahead and lay down panels for this right here. Our inside strips need to be 7/8. So let's get that moved to 7/8 and go ahead and cut it. And we're going to cut this one to 7/8 as well. And that will just give us a little extra border around the side. So there we go. Okay. And that just makes it pop just a little bit. Now remember this piece? We need to take some tear and tape and put it right on the angles. So I'm just going to flip it over. We're going to put tear and tape right here on the angles. Just going to really use my fingernail, or you can use your bone folder to really get it down in the paper, the sticky side. And then we're going to use our take your pick tool just to pop that off. Now we're going to add it, and we're adding it right to this score line right here, right up against it. And now look at this. Isn't that a summer fun color? That is so much fun. You have plenty of room to write on the back, but also we cut a little note card. And this note card is 4.5 by 3 1/4. So we're just going to put a little stamp right here. And it says, just a note, just a little note. So let's go ahead and stamp that. Down just a little bit because we may not want to see it. So you have a note right there. Now we have taken our beautiful dies. Look at these dies. These are called Spotlight on Nature dies. And we cut out 2 circles. Look at that. Now, just to give it some color, because we have a lot of green going on, just to make it pop a little bit with some color, we're going to stamp a flower on here. So I'm going to put down a piece of paper. I'm going to stamp my message first so that I know exactly where I want to stamp my flowers. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. And now I'm going to bring my flowers in. Just going to, stamp another smaller one here. And now I'm bringing in two blends. I'm working with dark, pretty, and pink, and another new color, dark petunia pop. So let's go ahead and just color the dark area right there. Now I'm going to come in with the light and just top it off at the top. And now I'm going to bring in Shy Shamrock. I'm just going to color those leaves. And now I am ready to add this on some dimensionals. Look at how pretty that looks. Take the backing off. Just add this right to the center. Going to close this, and we're just going to add it right here, making sure that we have the same border left and right. Now we'll have a little bit more down here, but that's okay. And I know that I need my glue or my dimensionals right here. I'm going to go ahead and use a tape runner. I want to make sure that it sticks. So I'm just adding some tape. Really don't want it to wiggle. And there we have it. Now, you could, if you wanted to step it up even more, you could put a belly band and you could add this to the belly band. But we wanted to keep it quick and easy. And look at that, so pretty. You can also leave this white and this white so that they can write. But this is such a quick and easy, unique, fun fold that we love it. So let's move on to our next card. Now remember, stay with us because I have two more cards to show you. On this card, we're going to use layering leaves for our sentiment and citrus blooms, as well as the DSP for that. So we have our circles cut out. We have our beautiful patterned paper already ready to go, and our cardstock for our base card. Now let's bring in our trimmer and let's do our score lines again that we need. We need 4 1/4, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. Now we're going to cut our diagonals. So we're putting in our small mats and we are cutting from the left corner to the bottom right. So add those points into your canal, swivel your card until you get it exactly where you want it, and slice. Now a good idea when you're dealing with DSP is to go ahead and start cutting right in the middle, because that way you don't crumple your little points. So we're going to go ahead and keep this, and we know that this fits the front of the card and the back of the card. We're going to go ahead and cut another one from left to right. So I'm just going to swivel my mat until the points get in the canal. I'm going to start in the middle and slice. So here we have it. Now let's take our card. Let's go ahead and hold our cardstock. Put your right hand, fold to the right, fold to the left, and now fold back to the right. And we have our base card. Let's crease all our areas underneath, also right here, and the top as well. Now remember, on our front panel, we're going to create a diagonal cut. So we're going to cut from the left corner to the bottom right. So bring in your trimmer and go ahead and place that tip in the left corner. Swivel your card until you have the bottom right in the canal and slice. Keep this piece, you're going to need it. Let's lay down our mats. We have this one ready to go. We have our top one ready to go right here on the inside of the card. And now we have this one, remember, that's going to go like this. So we can actually put this one. We're not going to decorate the inside of this one. We're doing it a little differently just so you can see that you can keep it simple. You don't have to use all your scraps if you don't want to. Let's go ahead and lay that down and then bring in our tear-in tape. We're going to put it right here on the straight edges. Now we have a little bit of this extra goodness right here, so we're just going to fold it back. Let's add this to the inside of our card all the way up to the score line. So just put it right against the score line, lay it down, and look at that. It's looking pretty. Now we need to take our little note card that we cut, and remember, this is 4.5 by 3 1/4. We are going to just add part of a flower that we cut out using our patterned paper, and we can just put this, keep it down at the bottom just like this. We'll just glue it down and cut off the extra. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here on my card. Get it positioned right where I want it. Bring in my scissors, turn it over, and just cut away the excess. And look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Now we need to go ahead and stamp, and I'm stamping again, just a little note. Gonna bring in the Night of Navy. Tap, tap, tap. And this time I think I'll just put it down here. That worked out perfectly. Look at that. Look at how cute that is. Now we're just going to slip it right in here. And now we just need to decorate the front. Now I have my 2 circles, and this is going to act as a shadow. So we're going to put it just like this. And before I do that, I'm going to stamp my message right down here. Okay, and I've stamped it. I'm going to add these 2 together with some glue. Just going to put the glue right here. just like that. Now, this is going to go right on top of this front panel. And I'll be cutting this left side corner. Let's look at our oranges and see where we want to add them. Okay, I think we can add them just like that. So let's go ahead and glue this down. And I just put some tape runner on there to get it glued down really well. I'm going to turn this over and just cut off this area right here. Now you can also put it in your trimmer and you can cut it off. This, we already said that we could fix it to where we really didn't have to cut any of it off. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. So we're just going to add this on some dimensionals. Okay, let's bring this back in and get it lined up just where we want it. And if you have a little tip that needs to be cut off, not to worry. Just snip that off. And look at this card. Look at how pretty that is. You open it up. Now, you can always decorate this if you want, or you can go ahead and use this to add more of a sentiment. We have our note card where we added part of an image from the DSP. You just slip it back in. Such a beautiful card. And what makes this so unique is that it stands up on your desk. Look at that. So that it stands up just like this, and they can keep it as a keepsake on their desk. So here are the cards that we created today. What do you think? Which is your favorite? Do you love these flowers and this beautiful summer color coordination? Or are you liking our oranges better? Now remember I said that we have 2 additional cards that I want to share with you. So let's do that. Okay. Now I showed you this one earlier, but we just want to go over it a little more. We added this sentiment up on dimensionals, and these are cut out flowers that we added to our circle image. We cut the left side off again. We have this beautiful shadow right here. And we did decorate all the panels. So that steps it up just a little bit. And finally, oh my goodness, we brought in the duck die set. Look at that. We cut this out, added it to a white circle, stamped it. We did add all the panels in here just to step it up, and we have our note card. Take a moment, leave a comment. Which is your favorite? Which color coordination do you like? I'm loving the oranges. I love the bright colors. I love this blue and white. I just think that is so pretty, the contrast between the two. Well, Maudie and I hope that you were inspired by these quick and easy, unique, fun folds, because we certainly love them. We want you to go out and have a fantastic day. Have fun with this card.